Everyone's face gets more bloated as they age, so I'm not expecting him to be like a young 20-year-old McGregor anymore. What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. ASMR step is 1907. Check out 1907.com. Coupon code Russo. ASMR Spritz, Intelligent Elephant, Carbon. Oh. There we go. We got one. Young LA coupon code Russo. Check out my pinned comment down below for the sources. Today I'm going to be reacting to a new McGregor interview that was just posted, and I want to get your guys' opinion on his facial structure change. So we know that McGregor has taken some time out of the USADA testing pool. He openly admitted it, and basically he's made multiple tweets. You know, you don't know what a little, I'll see if Andrew can find them, but you don't know what a little HGH does. And, you know, basically he was saying he was following the rules. And I'm a fan of McGregor. I want McGregor to come back. I know everyone's like praying that he loses to Chandler. Personally, the UFC will continue to get bigger and bigger if McGregor plays a role in this. And I'm an Irishman. I love his Irish fighting spirit. I love the fire that's inside him, and I want him to come back. And I think it's awesome that he's doing The Ultimate Fighter. However, I'm a PED biohacker over here, and I just can't help but notice watching this interview, and I really do notice the androgen effect as well as the GH effect of growing the lower jaw. I've talked about on multiple podcasts before how GH has personally mutated my face, grew my lower jaw. Pretty quickly it happened, right? It didn't happen like, oh, that must have taken 10 years of GH. Again, it started with 677. I switched to using GH around age 24, 23. I started playing around with just 1 to 2 IUs, which I assume is what McGregor would have in his protocol. Nothing crazy for bodybuilding, but obviously the man wants better recovery, and he wants androgens to get back into the sport as best he can to obviously give himself the best odds of putting Chandler away. Whether that be the case or not, that's just speculation, but it happened in very low dosage. You know, I noticed my jaw protruding a little bit more outward and lower here. Like, I just wanted to highlight that this doesn't take long. This doesn't take long to completely mutate your face. And I don't know, I grew up watching McGregor, and I just wanted to show this interview.
Conor, I think everyone was expecting you to come back, but I don't know if they were expecting you to come back as a coach or the on the fighter first. So I'm curious, why did you do it this way? What was the motivation behind doing this again?
To be fully immersed, in the game, in the business, in the company, and to be around these young hungry fighters that are coming up. And then I put myself right in the mix and get back on the horse. So that was my motivation.
So I wanted to pause on this frame. So again, McGregor is bulked up. You know, this is a bigger, bulked up version of McGregor. He's not a featherweight champion anymore. I don't really expect that. But the thing that HRT, hormone replacement therapy, TRT, and GH does is cause water retention, intracellular water retention, which normally happens around the face. That's why I've been made fun of, called the bloat lord for the past couple months, because I've been bulking up on wet compounds, and you're gonna hold it in your face and you can get rid of it, obviously, but you can see that, and hopefully Andrew throws up a pic, that again his whole face is completely bloated. Obviously he's gained weight and size. I'm not here to like hyper analyze his face. I just noticed that from seeing McGregor his entire career, as well as he has more pronounced androgen lower jaw growth. You can really tell if someone's using gear, not all the time, but if their lower jaw starts growing, it's normally a combination of GH plus androgens.
That was my motivation and my reason for doing it. You know, also to give back to the game. You know, give my wisdom and my knowledge to the next generation, and then, you know, feed off that energy also.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Because the first time you coached on the fighter, I remember that you kind of not necessarily convinced, right? Because you just had a media world tour, crazy fight and everything.
Yeah.
But this time, I sense like an elder statesman, kind of like you just said, I'm here to show these kids how to do it and stuff. How do you feel you've grown between that first season and this one?
It's very different. I came off a heavy training camp, a heavy bout itself, and you know, the big gash in the eye coming in with the belt, and so I didn't really train with the lads. And although I gave them what I gave them, and we won the show. It was a great showing. And you know, this one's a lot different. I'm also incorporating my own training now, starting to get into it also. So it was great to get on the mats and a good day today.
Yeah, you mentioned, you know, motivation.
The lads have that energy and that anxiety in them, and it's out of them now. That's settled. They'll be able to go home and settle and rest.
I think it's awesome that McGregor is doing the Ultimate Fighter. This is the biggest superstar ever to come out of the UFC, and he could have done his own camp, had isolation essentially, because he's such a mega star. But it's cool that he's rubbing off this fire on all the up and comers.
They've had that feeling, and then tomorrow it's on again. That's what I said. They've got to carry themselves like it's on every day, because it is on every day. That's it.
Well, I think I heard you say it's time to fly. These guys, and I think you mentioned the anxiety. Sure, they're on camera, but they're also with you, and they want to impress you and stuff. You mentioned about motivation and how being around these guys motivates you. I know you're always motivated, but it's always a question. But for you, having worked with these guys now, you've seen these young hungry kids, is it just like, fuck, I remember being that way, I want to get, I want to immerse myself in it? Is it fun?
I always took motivation from hard workers, people chasing their dream, people that defy doubt, that do not listen to outside noise, that are committed solely to their purpose. What more better example than a reality show like this, The Ultimate Fighter, where they come in and fight for their life. So I'm feeding off this energy very well, and I've work to do. I'm happy where I'm at, and I'll continue to do so.
Competitively, you mentioned one last time. How important is it? You don't want to just show these guys, hey, this is how you build yourself. You want to
they're doing it, give them some motivation and some encouragement, and then all
right, McGregor's always a class act on the microphone as far as stage presence, knowing the perfect things to say. He's in there feeding off everyone who's denying the odds, and I watched the whole interview. I loved it. I love McGregor. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a McGregor fanboy and forever will be, and I really hope he does win against Chandler. Honestly, I will be rooting for McGregor, because just what he's done for the sport is insane, and people don't give him credit for that. You can tell me if I'm overanalyzing. Everyone's face gets more bloated as they age, so I'm not expecting him to be like a young 20-year-old McGregor anymore, obviously. But do you think that the GH water retention already changed his face in such a short period of time? Based on my facial structure changes, I think it happens a lot sooner and faster than people think. And I had one of my biohacking friends, shout out Alec Matrivsky, his mom was a dentist, and he was only on 1 to 2 IUs a day for around 8 months, and his mom was measuring his jaw constantly, and it already was growing. So I wanted to highlight that. People think that it takes like a decade of GH abuse for your face to start modulating weirdly. Doesn't seem to be, the case with a long period of time for McGregor. I mean, this frame pretty much says it all. Way more masculine, androgen jaw look going on, and the water retention from any HRT, or if he's just gained weight. But I really wanted to highlight the jaw structure difference. It's something that people sweep under the rug. They don't notice it's happening until it's too late. And Russo, why do I care that your jaw is growing? Because it's going to impact your bite. That's the fucking problem, right? It's going to impact your bite. It's going to fuck up your teeth over time and impact the way you eat. So you just need to keep that in consideration and always keep a check on that. Like if your teeth and shit start not lining up and you're on 4+ IUs a day of GH, you might want to cut that back or cut that out completely, because that is not a side effect that will, again, come on super acutely, right? It'll slowly rear its head, but it'll be way faster than you think. It won't be a decade, and I just wanted to highlight that with McGregor. You can see that eventually he could develop an underbite or overbite based on this jaw growth. I hope you guys found this informative. I will see you guys in my next video.